Building a house requires endless amounts of work, but when our kids have a day off from school, we have to make a decision. What we're gonna do on these days, is this a family day or is it a building day? When we get back to the build, we are filled with confidence as we start our ERV system. And I'm so confident I think I can do this all by myself. But that confidence is quickly shattered. We gotta fix that. And we learn that we're not the ERV pros that we thought we might be. If you think it is, it's not. Follow along as we work on the installation of our ERV ducting system. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a moment of the build. All right, guys, we are starting a new week here on the build. And it's Monday, it's a fresh start, but our kids are home from school today. So Ryan and I always try to decide what we're gonna do on these days. Is this a family day or is it a building day? So today, we're gonna make it a family day. We have a few things that we need to unload from the car. We picked up all of the ducting that we need to do our ERV system. So we're gonna get that out of our car, into the house, so it is ready for tomorrow. And then we are going on a short hike so we can spend some time with our kids. It's always hard to make this call because we really wanna live in our house. But you only get limited amount of time with your kids too, living with you at home, so might as well take advantage when the moment happens, right? Okay, we'll take you guys along for the ride.
Up, you ready to take the generator out?
Yeah, I've got all the ERV stuff all unloaded, so.
Nice.
All right, like Ryan was saying, we inherited a bigger generator, which is great, but we need to get it out of our car because it's hanging out in there. Ryan's dad is doing some downsizing, so we got a little gift, but we're gonna get that out and then go on our hike. I'm not Muscles McGee, I'm Muscles McGee's mom. A lot of people ask us what we do when the power goes out, like with our pellet stove, and the generator is the answer. But this generator is actually big enough, it's gonna live down in our pump house eventually and run our well. If the power goes out. What? Not? I'm wrong. Never mind.
So she's partially right. This is a 3,000 watt generator, and it's going to live down at our pump house, and we're going to put a generator interlock kit in there. So not only will it run the pump, but it'll feed power all the way up to the house. Albeit probably can't run all of our breakers, but it'll be enough to run the refrigerators, run the well, you know, pretty much run all of our essential devices when the power goes out. So we'll be able to use one generator and basically run everything on the house. It's got like a remote start feature, so I'm gonna try to figure out a way that we could maybe have a relay set up so that if we needed to, if we're without power for a couple days and we're wanting to run it like 2 or 3 hours at a time, that we could just start it up from up at the house. The generator down there. So cool. Hit the little button, figure out a little relay system. So if anybody has any ideas on how to make that system work, let me know in the comments.
Yeah, because you're going to have some fun tinkering away on this.
Yeah, otherwise we'll just have to run down and, you know, start it manually each time. But
all right, now all we have to do is stay loaded up on fuel.
Yeah.
Oh, well, and you've got to make sure it's running, but that shouldn't be a big deal.
No, it's a good generator.
All right, let's go on a hike.
All right, let's do it.
some videos of you walking.
Yeah. What's up?
So you see behind us here we have our Panasonic ERV, and we're getting ready to start in on running the ducting work. So we have both our supply and our return air here. So this is going to be the stale air and this is going to be the fresh air. The first one we're going to run is our supply, and we're going to run that above the header here in the laundry room and then continue it out into the first bedroom where we're going to tee it off to make our other connections.
Yep.
And then we have, for our return, we're going to run that up through this rafter, and it's going to kind of make a journey through the joists and go up and then connect to the bathroom.
Yep, bathroom and kitchen. And we've got those all figured out. And we just did a quick walk around. And I'm so confident I think I can do this all by myself, I just said.
So I had a big debate whether we should use the galvanized ducting or the flex ducting, and at first I was pretty sure we were going to use the galvanized because a lot of research I said that it's smoother inside, you'll get better airflow. But then weighing that on the convenience of using flex ducting and reading some other articles that are saying that if it's installed correctly, flex ducting is, there's a very, very insignificant amount of performance degradation that you get by using flex ducting versus galvanized. So is what we decided to do a hybrid approach. So for our big long runs that we have, we're going to use galvanized, and then we're going to, for the last connection runs, we're going to use flex ducting to take advantage of the convenience there. So I think it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. It's like already like,
I don't know. Okay, there we go.
all right. So now we've got to figure out its path. I think that looks fine.
Blowing out right here. So you should be able to feel it sucking.
I can't tell what, it's very light air. All right, well, we got to figure out how we're going to fix it.
I think we just cut it off
And
here,
put it there.
connect it there.
Okay. Well, at least we turned it on first and figured it out before we did the whole system. We connected our supply line to the return line, so we gotta fix that. just pops right off. It was really on there, really secure. I was too like, oh man, we're finally finding our groove on this. Look at us go. We got that attached to the correct piece, so everything's good. Luckily, it wasn't something where we had to take down the whole system. It was just a quick piece, a little bit of waste of products, but we got it. We'll cut another hole. So Ryan had to go help the kids with something, so I am cutting this to connect down below, and then this will be the part that goes to me and Ryan's bedroom and be the supply for that. So I'm just cutting that, and I was just making it more even. And we had a second pair of kitchen shears that we never use after we cleaned out our old house. So we're using those to cut them, and it works a ton better. We got done with our supply line as far as we could go. We are still waiting on the actual vents that will attach and will then be in our ceiling or in the walls, depending on where they're going in each room. But that is this line that's going here that you can see. And if you're wondering, like, oh, it's hanging pretty low, we're gonna build out soffits for those. So think about when you're in a house and you see those little spots where the wall or the ceiling has a little part that juts out, it'll be that. So don't worry if you're having a moment going, that's not a good spot. But anyway, we are on to our return line, and we fixed where everything is on the ERV system. So we're gonna start mapping that out and getting it ran, and hopefully we can get all that done today, and this ERV project will almost be behind us once those vent pieces come for the walls and the ceiling.
It's like one of those
snakes in a jar.
Yeah.
Or snakes in a can. I know, whenever you pull, I think it's kind of fun. Are you into the black part of it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worlds easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
We were dummies doing it a different way.
Why?
We called on YouTube for help.
Yeah. Oh man, that works way better than 10 snips.
Right? Also, learning from YouTube.
Don't use your 10 snips to cut flax stock.
I love how he
You'll
was
ruin
like,
them.
all right, let's go hook it up.
Alright, before you guys all go jump in the comments, you probably just watched us as we were connecting our flex duct in, and we made the mistake of using some duct tape for some of those connections. We realized our mistake, and we have replaced all of our connections now with the correct foil tape. So we learned our lesson. We're going to proceed with the correct materials from now on. And so now we're going to finish up the day with what we originally started, which is running our return line. So we're going to get that connected, and hopefully we'll be able to get it completed before the end of the day.
So I had the realization yesterday that duct tape was for ducting, and I was like, oh, that makes so much sense now. But it's not. So if you think it is, it's not. Well, we'll be a pro with that profession with the silver tape. I don't think I... Oh, yeah, you're right. I think we'll be good now. Okay, and stop right before it's too tight. And we can make adjustments. So should we have done that already? I just feel like we have to wait until we have our stuff to continue.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to keep going any further without it.
We're stopping on the supply and return line because we don't have the vents we need. We don't know how much space they're going to take up. And we don't want to keep working and realize that we haven't given ourselves room. So. Yeah,
it really comes down to we're trying to fit a 4-inch flex duct into our 10-inch rafters and have a vent that then connects and continues on. So we'll need a T and a ceiling vent, and we're just not sure if both of those things will fit into a 10-inch rafter.
Yeah. So we're gonna wait. We get those in like 5 days, those vents, and part of it is a weekend where we don't usually even build, so it'll get here fast enough. But we gotta kind of figure out what we're doing with the rest of our time right now. I think we might work on the part of the ERV system that runs out of our house and grabs the outside air and just get that loosely started. All right.
All right.
It's not always an easy day on the build. It's mostly not an easy day on the build. Okay. And then we'll have the other one going from there to there. That guy. And it'll be underneath our house.
It goes all the way to the outside of the house.
Okay.
Maybe we can just make this be, you know, cut it off where we want it.
Yeah.
And we can still make a turn coming into where we want it.
Okay. Remember we didn't have a doorknob on our front door forever? We just had little, that stuff? That works too. All right, we got those 2 holes drilled, so we will be ready to get back to the build next week and be putting in those 2 ducting pieces so we can continue this ERV project and hopefully finish it. But if we're not ready to finish it, we'll be taking you guys along for some other adventure in the build. That's where we're gonna leave you for this episode. If you liked this episode, be sure to support our channel by hitting the like button and hitting the subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next one.